I'll take one. Thank you.
I was going to say you.
I got me thinking. I got to figure out what it's
sitting here?
I don't think so.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming here this evening for a night of theater. We're so happy to be together again at last. It's been a while since we've had our performances in the same venue, so it's nice to bring everybody back together again. We are going to go ahead and do the O'Neill Senior Night first, and then we'll perform. So if I could have my seniors come up on stage, please. We have 13 this year. I forgot my paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call their names individually, and then they will bring the flower down to parents. So parents, wherever you're at, just let them know so that they don't have to search for you. I do just want to say how thankful I am for this group of seniors. A lot of them have been with us for all 4 years, some of them 3, some of them first time this year. But we are always welcoming to anybody who wants to join our crew, and I'm so glad that these kids get the chance to experience an event and an activity like this before they graduate. A lot of all of these kids have been instrumental into building this program. My first year we went from 20 kids to now we've got 53 on cast and crew, so it's been a really incredible experience, and they have just helped that process every single year along the way. So I want to just express my deepest gratitude to you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your passion. We are going to miss you so much. So thank you very much. Thank you. Our 4-year seniors are Tyler Dean, Rachel Hupp, William Grosh, Hannah Miller, and Mallory Scott. So let's give a round of applause to all these kids. Brady Brown, you're up first. Sorry. We did not practice this part. First up, we have Brady Brown, the son of Steve and Terry Brown. Tyler Dean, son of Chad and Becky Dean. Laura Hess, daughter of Mitch and Amanda Hess. Rachel Hupp, daughter of Mark and Darla Hupp. Reese Lever, daughter of Jamie and Michelle Lever. Chloe Kaufman, daughter of Jeremy and Amanda Kaufman. Hannah Miller, daughter of Kathy Miller, and then Todd and Alicia Albrecht Miller. Skylar Morrow, daughter of Travis Morrow and Jennifer Brown. William Grosh, son of, I lost your spot. You're not next. Oh, I don't know if you're on here. Oh, you're way up. Sorry. Son of Scott and Jessica Grosh. Mallory Scott, daughter of John and Nicole Scott. Ellie Stearns, daughter of Brian and Jody Stearns. Steve Woodson, daughter of Brenda Robler. And Cindy Young, daughter of Bob and Henry Young.
ever wonder where angels come from? Why, I'll bet you thought they were made in heaven, didn't you? Or perhaps they've always been there, like the pearly gates and the streets of gold. Well, that isn't true at all. I know because I am the guardian angel. I have charge of all the little angels in heaven. And do you know something? It is very hard to become an angel. Only the dearest and sweetest of those are chosen. Let me tell you about a little angel that came to us over 100 years ago. Her name was Maggie, and she sold matches on the streets to keep from starving. But we didn't choose her because she was poor. Most people are. And she wasn't the kind of person who tried to change the world with one stroke, perform a miracle, do some great deed. The little Maggies know that that isn't the way it's done. They just focus right there on that part of the world around themselves. And no matter how hopeless things may seem, they just smile. They try so hard. And when they fail, all the angels weep with a kind of sweet sadness. This play tonight will show you why we chose Maggie. What in this world do you want?
I want to see the play.
I'm sorry, but the rules are very firm. No one is allowed to enter the theater after the play has begun.
You mean it's already started? The curtain isn't open.
No, but it is about to open. You are delaying the first scene. You probably don't even have a ticket.
Well, I had a ticket, but I seem to have lost it. Anyway, I don't really need a ticket. I am a sort of guest. I mean, I am part of every audience.
Well, if you don't have a ticket, you have no place to be seated. I am sorry, but I will have to ask you to leave.
I can't sit in the auditorium with the rest of the audience. I'll go backstage.
But you can't go back there either. You're not allowed back there. No, it is. Your presence will ruin the play. Please come back.
You are wrong about ruining the play. I have seen this play many times. As a matter of fact, I am in it. I don't have many lines, but in this play, I am always present. Mark my words, you'll see me well enough. You back there! Open the curtain and kill the spotlight. This scene represents the home of Maggie and her father. It is in New York City, over 100 years ago. As you can see, they are very poor. Maggie's father is a no-good drunk. This time, it's the middle of winter. It's New Year's Eve, as a matter of fact. A season of great hardship and suffering for people like Maggie and her old man. I hope it tears your heart out.
You don't cry enough. People are gonna buy matches off you for always smiling like a daffodil.
But Mother always smiled.
Right! You wear that kid. I want you to know she up and died. Now I'm stuck with the whole bloody business of raising a brat. A whole lot smell bad if you ask me.
But Father, things will surely get better for us, for we've celebrated Christmas and the year is nearly gone. I just know that this year will bring us good fortune.
Good fortune? It's gonna bring you more blooming beatings if you don't bring home some money. Maybe I ought to beat you anyway. This jug is nearly empty. Why the Lord curse you at the girl? You can't steal, you can't lie. People don't believe you when you tell the truth. It's empty. You hear? It's empty.
Dear Father, I wish you wouldn't. I pray you might have some bread.
Bread? Bread, she says. I'll break your bread basket. Hand you little good for nothing. I need something to raise your spirits. Take your matches and get to work. And don't come back without the means to fill my jug.
But it's snowing. Couldn't I wait until morning? Please.
Out with you! Out! Out!
cake hands, strike this table and chair, and don't forget the jug. It's empty anyway. And now, open the curtain all the way so these citizens can see the next scene. Behold, a street in New York City.
Isn't it a beautiful night?
I just love this time of year. The wonderful snow, the crisp air, just right for warm birds. Thank you so much, Dodge, for this new coat.
Not at all. You know, this was a great year for me. I've made more money than ever.
Matches, sir. Please buy a match.
Must be the coldest night of the year. The lakes are frozen solid. I might be able to try out those new ice skates that I got for Christmas.
I can't remember when I've enjoyed the Christmas season so much. All that food, I bet I gained 10 pounds.
Matches, sir. Please buy a match.
Oh, don't bother us, dear.
The beggars are thick as flies this time of year.
Why, of course. They know this is the season where every heart is generous. I bet she makes quite a pile.
I bet she does too. They dress pitifully to fool you. They're sort of cute, in a way. But when you think about it, they really are just little robbers.
Little girl, what are you doing out at this hour?
I have matches to sell, sir. You might have a match for a penny.
A likely story. She has no doubt run away from home and is lost. It serves her right.
I wouldn't mind buying a match from her, but there's one of these ragamuffins on every corner. When will the poor stop breeding like rabbits? Why, you'd think a person knows that one thing. Well, perhaps maybe I should buy just one match. I wouldn't want to be worrying about it all night.
No, you don't. Whenever I want to buy something, you say we don't have the money. Well, maybe we can afford something if you'd stop being a fool every time we met someone with a sad tale.
I suppose you're right, but I hate to see people like that. Cold and hungry. Seems like their parents would keep them off the streets. Happy New Year, little girl.
Happy New Year to you too, sir.
That ought to cheer it up. There's nothing like a Happy New Year. Cheers, Grayson.
'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Happy New Year, world! Haven't we had a great time? I can't wait to get in that plum pudding and roast goose.
Oh, I don't know. I've been eating all afternoon.
'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la.
Oh, this cold. I just can't sing.
I wonder if they're really going to have roast goose. People really stuff them with apples and raisins and chestnuts. Gee, I can just smell a big fat goose cooking over the fire. What a wonderful thing it must be to have plenty to eat. I suppose there are people like that. I mean, people who can eat all they want.
Oh, say, it is cold out here. It will take every ounce of that goose to keep me warm.
It sounds like the most delicious dinner. You'll have to come over and see us next week. Harry killed his stag a fortnight ago, and we are going to have a venison. We'll let you know.
Oh, say, my child, what have you been doing out here? I'll wager you have been peeping through that window watching us eat goose, haven't you?
No, sir. The window is much too high. But I would look in even if I could. I didn't know you had a goose. I did think I smelled one cooking, but I thought it was just my imagination.
I believe she is blind. Like I have always said, a person should keep their shutters drawn. All sorts of thieves and street urchins can spy on you during the night.
What are you doing out here? Who are you talking to?
Just one of those street urchins, no one of any importance.
A street urchin? Well, it looks like a little girl to me. What are you doing out here, child? I have matches to sell, madam. You may have 2 matches for a penny. Well, I have a blazing fire going and do not need the matches. Perhaps I should close the door or else the warmth will escape. I shouldn't mind giving you a bit of the goose, though. That is, if you are hungry, I'll get it. Oh, it does smell wonderful. But I haven't any money to pay you, and you don't need my matches. It would be wrong to take something without paying. Nonsense. The goose is yours, little dear.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Our, coachman's wife is ill. I could take the goose and make her a tasty broth, and I'm sure she'd respond with good cheer. You know she's a marvelous seamstress. Perhaps I could induce her to sew you a new gown for the charity ball. We always support these charity things, you know.
She does so beautifully, doesn't she? Well, if
If she is ill, she can certainly use the broth. Would you remember to remind her about the gown for me?
Why, you know I will, and I promise she won't forget you. It isn't every day a body gets a broth made from such a tasty goose.
But what about this child? She does appear to be hungry.
You wouldn't be doing her a favor. The food is too rich for her kind. She isn't used to it. I'd say she'd be better off with the gruel she should be eating at home this very minute.
She really is right here. Go home and eat your gruel.
Yes, madam, and thank you for sharing the warmth of your threshold.
Now, what was that story you made up about the coach's wife being sick? She's as healthy as a brood hare.
So, we can reheat the goose for dinner tomorrow. You better get on the loose and stag me. That woman won't give me any rest until we pay her back. Fire was so warm for a few moments. That goose smelled wonderful. It all seems like a dream. Maybe I did have a dream. The night is so cold. It's easy to imagine things that can never be.
Your little friend isn't doing so well. Her mind wanders. Is it all the dream? She's not sure. Now she slips away again. Another time, another place. A warm day last summer. She's arriving at her grandmother's house. What a joke. Her grandmother's been dead for many months. It is a human frailty to dream and to pursue a dream, to escape, to want to be warm again, to be loved. What a folly for someone like her to dream.
Maggie, darling! What a surprise! I wasn't expecting you for another week or two.
I decided to come early. I just love to be with you. It's good to get away from the crowded streets of New York.
You know, you're always welcome to come and visit me. But
Father needs me. He has no one else to look after him. Hardly ever leaves the house. He is ill, grandmother. Do you think things will ever get better for us? I mean, perhaps I dream too much.
well, now, it's very hard to dream too much. A little lady like you might well be able to make her dreams come true.
Oh, I hope so. I want to be a dancer and appear in the great halls. I want so much to be the very best. I want to dance before the president.
Darling, that's quite the dream. You're going to have to work a little harder than I expected. But you must look at everything as if it's a great challenge. Otherwise, you'll only be fairly good. And that's really no good at all.
You make everything sound so easy. Make me feel as though my dreams really can come true.
Of course they can come true. You must not forget that.
I won't. But, grandmother, why are you so serious? I am young. We have many years to be together.
No, dear child. When you're your age, you look forward to endless years. Time has no meaning. But to me, time is a precious thing. Why, grandmother? Oh, darling, there's always a time for the sun to set and the river to flow into the sea. You need not concern yourself with such things now. Listen. There are some things I must tell you. It seems to me as though the thing I have suspected about you these past few years has at last come true. You, my darling, are one of the chosen. What? Listen. There are men that stride about this world making a thunderous noise. People fear them. They build and destroy great cities without a care. And then they're gone from this world. And only their statues remain. For a little while.
I don't understand.
But there's another kind of person. Nameless and very rare. They're the little Maggies.
Me?
Yes. They dance, they smile, and they dream their wonderful dreams. When they're gone, no pages are added into the history books, and no statues are raised. But they change the world. It's because of you, Maggie, and the few people like you, that there's a little more understanding and kindness among men. It's the little Maggies of this world that are the true
in Anita's house to look at her Christmas tree and open Christmas presents that she has for us. Would you like to come along?
That would be nice, if you don't think I would be in the way.
No, you won't be in the way. What's your name?
Maggie.
That's a nice name. This is Nita, Sarah, and Jim.
I've never seen a Christmas tree or fireplace so beautiful.
Oh, it isn't so much. Nita's folks are quite well off. This is their townhouse. You should see their place in the country.
It's so warm in here, I can hardly believe it. It's like a dream.
Like a dream. That's a funny thing to say.
It seems to me that Christmas is always the same old thing. A whole bunch of presents you don't want. I must have 50 dolls. I'm sick of them.
I've never seen a fireplace so beautiful. It's so warm in here.
What's so wonderful about an ordinary fire?
I suppose the fire's all right in the cold. But my parents make me put on so many clothes I feel like a mummy. And my grandmother's always buying things for me that I don't need.
I had a grandmother once. She was wonderful to me. She would have enjoyed the street. It has so many lights on it. It looks like the night sky filled with stars.
I thought we were going to open some presents.
Yeah, I almost forgot. Here, this is for you, Jim.
I already have 3, but I'll take it just the same.
And here, a doll for you, Sarah. You said you wanted one just like it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got one just like it from Mother and another from Aunt Augusta. But I'll take it. I'm always breaking or losing my dolls.
Here, for you, Tom, a jackknife. It isn't very sharp, but you're so careless you cut yourself with a sharp knife.
It doesn't make a difference how sharp the knife is. If you were smart, you'd know it's bad luck to give a knife without a penny.
Give you a penny with a knife? What are you talking about? You have plenty of money.
That's right. What's money good for anyhow?
I'm sorry, Maggie, but it doesn't look like I have any presents for you. But I don't suppose you're used to getting presents anyway.
But you have given me a present. Just to be here with you by this warm fire is about the best thing that has ever happened to me. What a wonderful world.
It's all right, but I don't like to hear things like that old man said.
What old man?
That old man that rings the bell at church?
He always rings it whenever they have mass.
Thomas had talked about ringing the bell for the midnight mass. The old man was shaking and afraid. He said that he had a vision. As he was sleeping, the angel of death appeared. He told him to put down and toll the bell. He was to toll it 3 times.
For a little child.
Oh, this is cold. I must have fallen asleep. I dreamed I met some children who wanted to be nice to me. My dreams are like snowflakes. The harder I grasp them, the more quickly they melt away. But now I know that there was no Christmas tree after all. The lights I saw were the starlight in heaven. They are more beautiful than any Christmas trees. How lucky I am to see the stars as they are tonight. And that great star in the east. I don't believe I've ever noticed it before. It's larger than all the rest. It seems to be coming this way. Why, it is coming this way. It's my grandmother.
Yes, darling. I've been watching over you, and now it's nearly time for you to go.
But, Grandmother, I've been here for such a short time. And Father needs me, and the children need me.
What you say is true, but that is the way of the world.
There are other people in this world that don't know the true meaning of kindness.
Well, it isn't how long you're here that counts. You've been lighting your matches this winter's night, and you warm the hearts of those you've touched. They'll need more to light their matches in this dark world. I must return now. I want you to look at the bright star in the east. At the stroke of midnight, it will fall. It is then that you will join me.
Bye, Grandmother.
Hey, little ragamuffin. I was hoping you'd still be around. My wife and I, we talked it over, and we want you to know how sorry we are for not buying your matches earlier. Here's some money. We want all your matches.
I'm so glad you came back. There is such little time. Here, take the matches.
We will take them, but only to give to others. It'll make us feel we have done a good deed. Hello, Maggie. Remember the toys we didn't really want? We decided to give them to the children at the orphanage. We want people to like us too. Do you think people will like us if we give them gifts?
That is a start, but it really should be your love that you are giving.
Oh, here she is. Say, my child, we have got some juice. We don't have any use for it. We're so full. We thought you still might be hungry.
I'm not hungry anymore. My father could take the goose, but then I guess it is too late. The star, it's about to. Never mind. Do you mind taking these coins and the goose to my father?
I know your father. He stopped by the church to light a candle for you earlier. He was there, praying.
Your father must love you very much.
He was crying. My father was praying and crying for me?
I've never seen a man seeking forgiveness so earnestly.
Then you must hurry and tell him not to worry. Because on this night, I've had glorious dreams.
Goodbye, Maggie.
Goodbye.
Oh, grandmother, the world could be such a wonderful place.
It's almost midnight. The old year's almost gone.
Right. The bell in the church will soon ring out the old and ring in the new.
Look, Harry, that star blazing across the sky. I don't think I've ever seen one shining so brightly.
Well, neither have I. You don't see a star shine like that every night.
Wasn't that a great party?
What a way to welcome the new year. And look how it snowed. The world is white and clean. Everybody's happy. Everything's beautiful. Not an ugly spot anywhere.
Oh my God, it's a little girl.
Is she? Is she? Oh, what a horrible thing to happen. Why didn't someone do something?
Burn matches. She must have tried keeping herself warm.
Poor little ragamuffin. Probably never had enough to eat her whole life.
It is a terrible thing. A little child like that, hardly old enough to dream. Old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And there's an end, my trusty friend, and give a hand of thine. We'll take a right good will draught for old lang syne.
before we begin, I'm going to have my three seniors go ahead and come on out here. So Ellie, Katie, and Joe. Joe, come on up. You guys can come up here if you want, or if you want to go. They can see you better up here. Yeah, why don't you guys come up here? Okay, so we just have three seniors this year, but they have just been a fantastic three people to work with. Ellie and Katie, we've had the pleasure of having for 4 years. Katie took a year off of acting last year, and we really missed her. So we were really, really excited when she decided to do it again. But she still helped us with hair and makeup and crew. Joe joined us this year as kind of my head crewman, and he has been fantastic. I am constantly trying to teach these guys the Tetris skills that I acquired as a child when we load our trailer. And Joe just seamlessly, calmly takes care of things for me. So it has been wonderful having Joe this year join our crew. So we have Ellie Atkinson, daughter of Bob and Paula Atkinson. Katie Rizitska, daughter of Ryan and Angie Rizitska. And Joe Weesey, son of Roger and Regina Weesey. Thank you, seniors, for your 4 years and your leadership this year. We will definitely be missing you next year. But this is also a group that has been a part of really elevating our program. For the past 3 years, they have worked really, really hard and been able to make it to the state tournament. So we're hoping that they can get a 4th year this year. We have this is on Tuesday. But anyway, without further ado, Lafayette number 1.
but he loves himself more.
And me? And you?
I love you. I love you too. I'd better get to the shop for Miss Margaret's bus or bloomers. Here, take this. And remember, be the light. All along, follow me, lady, just follow me.
Knock it off, Moab! You're gonna get us caught!
Yeah, Moab.
The name's Willa Myron Lamone, if you please.
Okay, now, that's too famous for you. No one remembers a Willow. But Gio? Gio's name will live on forever.
Shut up! I don't want to go back to that rat hole we got put in last time.
Yeah, it was hot, and it smelled like rotten meat.
Well, you know, if Hannah hadn't mouthed off to the constable, we probably wouldn't had to.
Hey, you flea bags, I thought I took you not being on the streets.
And I told you to get out of my face,
That's not how I sound.
It's down the rat hole for you little snuts.
What's the rat hole? The rat hole is a cylindrical vegetable that...
Oh, panic brains.
The rat hole's the darkest, nasty, scariest place in all of Charlotte.
Hannah knows it's like her second home.
Now,
I heard that's where Marie Laveau gets the rats and snakes for her. You mean the voodoo queen?
Hey, Yellow Jack, I hear you used to kids that are sent down there. Now you little vermin, play nice and you go
Hey,
free.
constable! Why, good morning, constable. What's the state of affairs in New Orleans these days? Who are you?
The name's Julian Poitras.
Well, Mr. Poitras, Harris Carroll. Pleasure to meet you. What brings you to our part of town?
Well, Mr. Carroll.
Call me Harris, sir.
Mr. Carroll. We politicians are working with the constable here to get these streets a little less populated. And to be quite honest, you're not very good for business.
Like filthy lights. Can't get rid of them.
Hey, New Orleans is about to be cleaned up. Consider yourself warned, Mr. Carroll. Warned for what? Evacuation. There have been some cases of yellow fever in the city. You have 2 weeks to find somewhere else to reside. Constable.
what does he mean by that?
Means we gotta relocate.
Again?
But this is the best we've had it. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Can't you just ask them for a place to live?
Can't you just ask them for a place to live?
Go back to the bread shop, little girl. We can take care of ourselves.
Don't worry about us, Lizzie. But thanks for the bread. At the same time tomorrow.
Do you really think it's wise to let Lizzie spend so much time with those children?
Who else is she gonna play with? I haven't exactly made things easy for her.
You make an honest living. No shame in that. Hand me that bowl. Are you okay? You don't sound...
Hey, Mom, Miss M. Don't know we put in the sack yesterday, but they ate it up. Do you and think Papa the last scrap? Good, good.
Always fighting. Lizzie, hand me the flour, would you? Oh, be careful. If they don't watch it, someone's gonna take them.
Oh, they have. What do you mean? Well, the constable brought over some politician businessman through yesterday. Said they had 2 weeks to relocate. Some kind of fever.
Buku dollars and no heart.
What's that mean, Miss M?
They have more money than they know what to do with. Sit down, Anna.
Are you sick? Just tired, love.
And if they would just spend some of that money to help these kids rather than kick them out,
They're only in it for themselves.
I mean, it's none of my business, but no, wrap the answers. But when you brood upon the past, you take the life out of the present. Side by side. Now, take this basket to Mrs. Wheeler, and you might as well take some fresh stuff to your friends today.
Thank you, bread lady. I love you. I love you too.
That girl, she's got your heart, but
No, don't kid. My girl, she's nothing like him.
Anna!
Fleabag's are back.
Mr. Carroll, it's unfortunate to run into you again today. I'd hope you'd be on your way by now.
Should have known. Fleabags don't know how to listen.
The timeline's changed, Mr. Carroll. What? Why? The yellow fever outbreak is spreading. It's dangerous for everybody.
We ain't sick.
Yeah. Rats carry fleas, and fleas spread disease.
So what are we supposed to do?
Not my problem. You find somewhere else. Today.
If I find you on these streets
No,
again,
what do you mean? Not
What
your
were you
problem.
trying to say, Mr. Poitras?
Who are you?
Elizabeth Landry, but you can call me Lizzie.
Are you one of Mr. Carroll's associates?
No, sir, my mother works with the bread lady.
Ms. Landry is your mother?
Yes, and she works.
Anna is your mother.
Yes, and she works with the bread lady. You know, Miss Margaret.
Ah yes, Miss Hotfree.
Yeah, her. Well, she says if you politicians would just do your
Sir, you'll have to excuse her. She doesn't know what no. I'd like to hear her. Go on.
Well, Miss Margaret says you politicians could easily solve this problem if you would just use some of your buku dollars to find the forgotten a place to live.
The forgotten?
No parents.
No home.
Orphans. Sir, don't waste your breath.
Well, is she right?
Is who right?
Bread lady, couldn't you help?
It's not that easy, Miss Landry. There are ordinances, laws. Nothing personal, just business. So no, we can't help.
You mean you won't help?
Careful, young lady. This isn't your fight. It's just business. I'm sorry, but it's just not possible.
You can't just walk away.
That's it. Got it? Your ghosts. Now disappear. Rat holes away with flea bags.
Just not possible? What does that even mean?
So what do we do now?
Nothing.
You are the principal.
I said we don't do nothing.
So you're just gonna let us
So you want to be in charge? You think they're gonna follow some one-armed Bible thumping nobody? Anybody else got something to say?
Harris, come on.
What are you gonna do, little Lizzie Sunshine?
Do something.
Of course you will. Just remember, everything is easier from a comfy bed.
Yeah, it must be so terrible to have a mother and a place to sleep and a full cabin.
Stop! You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, did Daddy run off with some?
What did you say?
You heard me. Poor little girl, slumming with the fleas so she can feel better about herself. Try to be one of us. Shut up.
Lizzie, you want to help? That is not helping.
You're just like that stupid politician. All he is for himself. Like the victim.
Slow down. You don't know us. We aren't victims. We're products of this lousy society living one moment at a time.
All of you? You feel this way too, Moab?
No. They listen to me, not you.
Yeah, I know how you work. They bark, they bark, and they jump. I get it. It's part of the meal ticket. Well, that's fine. Make it laugh. Hey, what's wrong?
It's nothing.
Come on, tell me what's bothering you.
I'm afraid of being forgotten.
Why?
Because it feels like everybody I ever get close to just ends up forgetting me.
I won't.
I know. You're different. Is your mother like you, Lizzie?
No. Well, I don't know. We're like sometimes, but then she's just.
I never knew my mother, and my dad couldn't handle her. Well, he blamed me. He left with the Bible and took off with my two sisters. Oh no, I was scared to death. I hid most of the day, and one night
She found me. Scared the mess out of her, too. Reached behind the garbage bin to grab a piece of crust that she dropped, and grabbed my foot instead. Took us both by surprise.
and he took me in his family. Never looked back.
We stick together. It's what we do.
Oh, really? And what else do you do?
Well, I guess I've never really thought about it.
Well, don't you have a dream?
No.
No. Everybody's got a dream.
Well, Well, I don't. It's ridiculous. How is dreaming ridiculous? That's ridiculous. Because if I dream it, and it never happens, there's just one more moment in my life that I've been let down. Nobody remembers an orphan. No family, no home, no legacy. My mother says it's our job to make this world a better place.
Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden.
Preacher, nobody makes it a better place. I just want to live, to survive.
Hey, no one lives forever, though. But it's not about living forever. It's about doing something that will.
Yes, that's why you're my favorite, Mo.
Oh, I gotta get this bread to Mrs. Wheeler, or Miss Margaret's gonna kill me. Don't forget to ask.
She never forgets me. That's her way of making this world just a bit brighter.
Oh, Miss Margaret, Miss Margaret, Lizzie.
What?
Yellow fever. She's gone.
No. No. I can't. No. No!
Doing okay?
Yellow Jack has crossed my grave.
That's not funny. I'm starving.
Me too. We haven't seen the Fair Lady in days.
Or Lizzie. You think she's alright?
Poor little girl just lost her mother.
That's enough, Hannah.
Nobody cared about me when my parents died. The whole city of New Orleans surely don't care.
Maybe we got a fight to be heard.
Maybe you ought to shut up. I ain't fighting nothing. Ain't going back to that raffle.
Guys, no one's listening, Moab.
Pointress.
Pointress. She just happens to own most of New Orleans. And politicians are always looking for a good cause. Right?
I ain't no charity case.
Sure.
Okay, well, what does it even matter? We're all gonna end up in the same place. You live, you die. Lafayette #1 holds the rich and the poor.
Lizzie! Why do you have this? What about the bread lady?
I can't stay with her. Why not? Her spinster sister said she wasn't taking care of nobody's child. What are we going to do? She left me, just like he did. I have no one.
You have me.
And me. Well, us. I mean, we're not blood, but
You're part of our family now.
And our family sticks
Hey,
together.
Constable! Ghost! Ghost, remember?
Go where? There's nowhere to go. We sleep at Lafayette #1.
It's
cemetery. No, we all got it last night. Watch out for Yellow
Yeah,
Jack.
Yellow Jack, I can't do this. There's nothing to be scared of. Just try and sleep, okay? You've had a rough day.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Go to sleep.
Lizzie. Lizzie.
Ma?
Elizabeth.
No, you left
I
me.
didn't leave, honey. He took me.
Who?
Jack.
Yellow Jack?
Yes, Lizzie. And he's coming for you, too.
No, I can't. I don't.
No excuses, Lizzie. Be the light. Make them hear your voice.
My voice?
I love you.
I love you too.
He's coming, Lizzie. Make them hear your voice.
No, Ma.
Please, no. Leave her alone!
Listen, hey, what's wrong? Make them hear your voice. What are you talking about? My mother. Oh, Lizzie, she's gone. No, she came to me in my dream. I know you miss her. I can't. I'm not strong like she is. She did it all. She wanted you to make a difference in the world, right? Nobody cares about orphans, right? That's what you said. We're nobodies. Ghosts. How could a nobody change anything? Maybe it is us. We're the voice. We have to change Pointress's mind. How? Fight for them. Make them hear our voice.
Can't. Proverbs 30:8. Speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves.
That's it. It's time to speak up, Moab. Are you with me?
You know I am.
Okay, get him off. Get him
tried. Have you? Geo? Think? If we want to change, then we have to step out and step up. They can't say no to all of us. I say we take a stand. Together.
I do it.
Hannah?
Well, I'm not staying here all by my alone.
Yeah! Can we really do this?
Yes? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Now what? You want me to go find him?
I do. Harold. Landry?
Yes, sir.
And I see you brought all of your associates.
Do you remember that conversation that we had a few days ago when we asked if there was anything that the politicians could do to help?
Yes, as my memory serves, Miss Landry here believes that us politicians are responsible for your current circumstances.
That is not what I said, no! Mr. Poitras, with all due respect, I never said the politicians were at fault. I did say, however, that you have the means to help. Well, now, you have a choice.
And what would that be? You can choose to help, or you can choose to fight. What are you proposing that I do exactly?
Well, they say you have more money than God.
Oh, they do they?
Well, do you?
I live quite comfortably, yes, but I have worked very hard for a very long time. I started off as a merchant, I worked my way up to a businessman. I invested in real estate.
Real estate.
Huh.
What's that? I spend money on land and buildings.
And what do you do with those buildings?
Well, I sell some of them to other business owners.
And the others?
Well, some of them are empty.
Just waiting for someone to live in.
Are you trying to say that I should just give you a building to live in as you please?
Sounds like a good idea to me. Why don't you just use one of those buildings to help us?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Landry, you have a mother, so technically
sir,
you're
sir,
not one of
You are mistaken, sir.
Excuse me?
Her mom is dead.
Hannah,
Oh, I'm so sorry, I hadn't heard about it.
why would you? You didn't know her? People like you don't care about people like us.
But you see, I
Here's the deal, Julian. You have the opportunity to do something great for people who otherwise never get the chances that you had. You can choose to care for people.
Don't waste your breath. She just doesn't care.
But I care. I don't want you. God, I don't want any of us.
Paris, please, turn him on his side. Do it. Help. Mr. Poitras, go get an oxygen vest. Hurry. Owen, what's wrong with him? Lizzie, it's Yellow Cat. No. Harris,
Lizzie. Fight for them. Make them hear our voice.
No, Harris.
Be the light, my sweet girl.
Ma? Harris! Please, no!
In all earnest, I'm listening.
Fight for them. Use all that money and that power to do something worthwhile. Find them a home. Give them a fighting chance to do something great in this world.
You are just like her.
Who?
Your mother.
What?
You have her fire, her fight, her goodness, but you also have her eyes.
Just business.
I love her very much, Elizabeth.
She loves you more. And you never
And I didn't, and she. We all pay the price for our decisions, and sometimes we don't make the right choices. But I believe in forgiveness, in redemption.
You think you can make up a lifetime of being gone?
No, I can't. But you, Harris, you've given me the chance to do something worthwhile that isn't about me. I can't change the past, but I can change the future. I promise you this. I will provide a building, a home, and we will turn away no child who has been forgotten.
And what about Harris? Who will even know he even existed? There's no grave for a forgotten.
Lafayette #1 will be his resting place. Right there for generations to see. A tomb dedicated to destitute orphans. He will be remembered. In life and after. You have my word. Will this suffice, Miss Landry?
Elizabeth. It will, Mr. Poitras.
From the office of the coroner, the following residents of the Poitras Asylum have expired due to complications of the yellow fever. Harris Carroll. Maggie McCarthy. Marie Wagner. Geo Jackson. Peter Hatcher. Willa Moab Lamone. Felix Fink Zaleski. Hannah Myers. Catherine Blake. Elizabeth Landry.
As per Julian Poitras' instructions, they shall forever reside in Lafayette #1, Square 4, lots 365 through 368, the Poitras Orphans Rest. Among the philanthropic works during his lifetime, Julian Poitras founded the Poitras Asylum in New Orleans,
A haven for children and widows left destitute during the yellow fever epidemic.
Mr. Poitras worked for many years, helping neglected orphans and widows in the city of New Orleans. Over 150 years since it transpired, evidence of the yellow fever epidemic can still be seen throughout New Orleans cemeteries today. The benevolent construction of the Poitras Orphans Rest serves as a memorial for those lost voices who never had the chance to be heard. Tell our story. Don't forget about us!